Welcome, welcome, welcome. Early AM as I present this, 3:58 to be exact, February 15th. Kenneth Walker III becomes the first running back to win Super Bowl MVP in 28 years as a member of the Seattle Seahawks. That's amazing to believe that, right? Probably a lot of quarterbacks usually win this award, if I were to guess. And this is an Associated Press article. They say that Walker capped a prolific postseason with another big performance on the ground to help the Seahawks beat the Eagles. And they beat them by 16 points, 29-13 on Sunday night for this championship. The defense carried Seattle for much of the postseason. Walker was once again the engine of the offense by running for 135 yards and adding 26 receiving for his third straight 100-yard game. So it's his third straight 100-yard game, and his name is Kenneth Walker III. And I feel like 3 is a number that's been popping up a lot. Look at this decode I just did right here. All-star reliever Elroy Face, who saved 3 games for the Pirates in the 1960 World Series, dies at 97. You get that 3 again. And we know World Series is connected to Super Bowl, right? Championships in both of those leagues, the NFL and Major League Baseball. And I feel like I've been seeing that number. I feel like I've been seeing that number 3 a lot besides that, but that's just an example of a previous story with the number 3 that was, I think it was like 2 videos ago, if I'm not mistaken. So we see the 3 again, and this is the first running back to win MVP since Terrell Davis. Okay. And did they have 2 Super Bowls, the Broncos and Terrell Davis? They had at least one, obviously. But that's interesting, because look at Terrell Davis right here. Look at his birthday. He's got the 30 on his jersey, which is like 3. Look, his birthday is October 28th. His birthday is 8 days after Kenneth Walker III. Right here. Kenneth Walker III, October 20. Terrell Davis, October 28th. You see that right there? Right? So their birthdays are 8 days apart. And you know what? This pitcher died 8 days before his birthday with that number 3 connection. Elroy Face. This guy died February 12th, and his birthday is February 20th. So that's the 8 right there. And there's probably some more 8s also on top of that, right? Here's some highlights right here as well. So here's some Kenneth Walker III right here. Here's some highlights from the Super Bowl. Oops. Man, that just looks like all sports entertainment, and that's it, doesn't it? There probably should have been. You know what? Does this make up for Marshawn Lynch? They didn't hand him the ball in that last Patriots Super Bowl where the Seahawks lost to the Patriots? Like, did they not hand them the ball to get the win, and then they threw the interception? Did they screw Marshawn Lynch, and then it balances out with Kenneth Walker III getting it? Like YouTube Reels and stuff that were popping up. And that was even like, I think that was Lee. So glad I don't watch this stuff no more. I feel like that name Walker has been popping up as well. I know. Okay, so the Super Bowl MVP performance here. Now look, first running back to win Super Bowl MVP in 28 years. And that was the Super Bowl date this year, 28, the second month, and the 8th day, to something I've brought up a lot over the last few weeks because I'm seeing these connections and I want to share them with you. Look at that, 28, 111 days after his birthday was the Super Bowl. 111 days after his birthday was the Super Bowl, and he's Kenneth Walker III. 111. You see, look at that. So that's even another 3. 111. Third straight 100-yard game in the postseason. I mentioned Terrell Davis with his birthday 8 days after Kenneth Walker III. Look at Kenneth Walker III's birthday, October 20, the 10th month and the 20th day. 10 plus 20 is 30. Terrell Davis's jersey number, plus that breaks down to another 3. And you can see right here that Kenneth Walker III starts with a K. He's got that Kamala Harris birthday that starts with a K, which is also the NBA Youngboy birthday. His real name starts with a K. And geez, October 20, October 20, October 20, K, K, K. K is the 11th letter of the alphabet. On top of that, K is the 11th letter of the alphabet. Look at NBA Youngboy's name, Kentrell, and the same birthday as Kenneth. Kentrell, Kenneth. I did a video connecting NBA Youngboy to the football player on the New Orleans Saints. If I remember correctly, it was Michael Thomas. If I remember correctly, that video is on my I1 channel, which I retired. I is for interesting. So that's a football connection here to this football player, and they're connected with the K, KKK, NBA Youngboy, NBA basketball, NFL here. Remember the connection with Elroy Face that died? MLB, another major sport. And he's got the middle name Deshaun. Marshawn is what's Stephon Diggs' middle name? Who's trending? And remember Marshawn Lynch, who I just mentioned, who kind of got screwed out of an MVP the last time the Seahawks played the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Patriots picked up the victory then. And now this running back gets MVP for the Seahawks. But Stephon Diggs, middle name Marshawn, which connects to Marshawn Lynch. And now you got Deshaun Golden. That's interesting because it's like Gold, who hosted the Super Bowl. It's the stadium where the San Francisco 49ers play, Levi Stadium. 49ers like Gold. So NBA Youngboy's whole name hits here as well. And Kamala Harris, because there was a Rodney Harrison that was in the league who was on the Patriots. You see that right there? And we were talking about Harrison with the Richard West breakdown that he just did, mentioning Sean Harrison, who played Waldo in Family Matters. Shout out to Richard West, who wasn't making that video for no reason, as we can see how we come together again here, my friend. Man, look at how... Was he in this movie, Daniel and the Towers? That's amazing because it makes you think of Twin Towers. It makes you think of Twin Towers. And remember, New York equals 111. Right? New York equals 111 with that Twin Tower tragedy as part of the story in history. Isn't that amazing? Which was a year and some change after Kenneth Walker III was born. New York equals 111. Isn't that amazing? And you get Harrison like Harris, Daniel and the Towers. There's probably some more films he was in that connect as well. Absolutely incredible. And again, notice how this Super Bowl was 111 days after Kenneth Walker III's birthday. That's the same as 15 weeks, 6 days, which is 156, and the 156 prime number is 911, which was the day of that event with the two planes and the two towers. September 11. Isn't that amazing? So some of that was just kind of on the fly there, as I forgot to include it, but now I remember it. I mentioned there's probably something else with his name. Well, you see there, Nicki Minaj, her husband's name is Kenneth as well. And she is incredibly trending right now. He has that name, Kenneth. Look at that. And you know, Steve McNair's birthday, great quarterback, RIP, his birthday was just on Valentine's Day, and he died on 7/4. And Kenneth Petty, his birthday is the 7th day of the 4th month, which is like 7/4, July 4. Notice how they got married in 2019. 20 plus 19 is 39. And the Super Bowl was on the 39th day of the year. Arizona's birthday was Valentine's Day. Arizona equals 39. And I think Steve McNair might have died at age 39, who has the same birthday, Valentine's Day. Oh, he was 36, my bad. But you flip that 6 and it's like 39. So look at how all this stuff connects. McNair died in 2009. Again, he has the Valentine's birthday, which was just yesterday. Look, he died at age 29. The Seahawks won the Super Bowl scoring 29 against the Patriots. See that? Voila. It's kind of like magic, huh? And you see Nicki Minaj heavily trending. S is also the 19th letter of the alphabet, Seattle Seahawks. Chaos equals 19. A lot of chaos in Minnesota, Twin Cities in Minnesota, with that New York connection that I mentioned with the tower. 911 is like 91, like 19. You see Nicki Minaj trending heavy right here. She connects with Valentine's Day. I brought that up in my last video because today is Birdman's birthday. She's connected to Birdman and Cash Money. She's got the pink thing going on that connects to Valentine's Day, the Barbie thing. And watch my last video, okay? I mentioned a Walker connection, so we're breaking this down, right? Paul Walker and James Van Der Beek starred together in the 1999 cult classic film Varsity Blues, which is about football. The Seahawks have blue associated with their team colors. James Van Der Beek dies. There's a Walker connection right there. Kenneth Walker III. Paul Walker. You see the football connection. You see the blue. 1999 is also like 19. Oh. There was also another. There was a wall connection in Richard West video as well. I'm drawing a blank on right now. There was also a wall connection there. Excuse me for not thinking of it at the moment, but there was a wall connection as well with the Richard West video, which again was not brought up for no reason. Whenever we do, this is why it's cool to watch other decoders, even other decoders out there who I don't necessarily care for, other people, because you see how they'll come up with a whole set of connections and it all connects to what I'm doing here and it'll connect to what Richard West is doing on his channel. And then we all gain more knowledge, right? If you didn't notice, he has 9 on his jersey, just like Steve McNair, who I was talking about, just like Sonny Jurgensen, who died right before the Super Bowl, a few days. I believe he died on 2/6, Super Bowl 2 days later. Quarterback, but then you get the running back, first running back in 28 years, Kenneth Walker III, to win Super Bowl MVP. And they're all a part of teams with birds associated to the nicknames. Seahawks, Eagles, Ravens, bird, bird, bird. Isn't that incredible? And you see the 9 connection. Flip the 9s and you get 6, 6, 6. Isn't that incredible? Look at that right there. It's just amazing. What do you think about that? And I think I forgot to share some of my slides in that baseball decode I did as well. But the volume stayed. But I don't think I was sharing the tab properly. This connected with the Super Bowl as well, with the Elroy face death. Remember, it was Super Bowl 60. He helped in the 1960 World Series, and then he dies on a 60 date numerology. Oh, I think, okay, I guess I did share all of it. Oh yeah, there's that 8 connection again. Remember Terrell Davis' birthday 8 days after Kenneth Walker III, and Kenneth Walker III first Super Bowl MVP since Terrell Davis. What Super Bowl was that? What Super Bowl did Terrell Davis win MVP? And the Patriots beat the Broncos to advance to this year's Super Bowl. And then the Seahawks beat the Patriots, right? Isn't that amazing? So that was Super Bowl 32. Terrell Davis, 157 yards and 3 touchdowns. There's another 3 right there for Terrell Davis. Man, I exposed this script. I exposed this script. And again, his jersey 30 like 3 with the October 28 birthday. Terrell Davis. And remember, 135 yards rushing, 26 receiving, third straight 100-yard game from scrimmage in this Super Bowl for Kenneth Walker III. Wow. I don't think it can be done much better than that, other than that ad or whatever the hell that was popping up. Jeez. First time in 28 years, running back to win Super Bowl MVP, Kenneth Walker III. I'll see you in my next video. Peace.